All right, let's talk about both Britneys because they're both in the same predicament here. Let's talk about, first of all, Rolanda's Brittany, her daughter. Brittany, that young boy only pursued you because you were, one, you were older, and number two, he wanted to experience being with an older woman. Let me first start there. So I'm going to go there first because the fact that you are sitting up here pining over a young boy that just slept with your friend is beyond crazy to me. This man just slept with your homegirl. Dude, you just opened a door that you shouldn't even open in the first place. That boy does not want you. Your mama tried to tell you. You didn't want to listen, and here we are. Here we are. That young man played your godforsaken face. It was not about being with you. That young boy is still going to keep his girlfriend, and you're still going to end up being alone. You should have stayed with that dude. Even though that other dude wasn't right, even though that other dude kept doing 50-50, you ain't been the same since you was with Ty. When you and Ty were together, you ain't been the same. Since you started dating these dudes that are not street dudes, you've been making the wrong choices. You've been dating men that you're trying to replace Ty with. The only man that you ever gonna love is Ty. Because even though Ty is a lot of things, Ty still respected you. And at the end of the day, do I wish that you and Ty would have stayed together? Were y'all toxic for each other? No. But the problem is, I'm going to go right back to the same thing I said about Erica that I'm saying about Brittany. It is, number one, even though she's trying to do her photography, the problem is mentally in this part, taking them out the ghetto is the problem. You can take a person out the ghetto, but you can't take the mind frame out of the person. So until they get rid of this ghetto, ratchet, ignorant, stupid, dumb behavior and this mind frame that they got, they ain't never going to get nowhere. They ain't never going to get nowhere. Every single person on these skits, that is their problem. It's not about them being successful. It ain't about them making money. That is not the problem. The problem is that they basically can't get the ghetto out of them. They can't get the trauma. They cannot get the behavior away from them. It's their actions, their choices, and their behavior and their decisions. And don't want to face the consequences and repercussions. It's the lying, it's the deceiving, it's all of it. That is what it is. So in the end, all I can say about this situation is it just is what it is. So ain't nothing really they can do. So in the end, it's just I mean, what can you do? I mean, I just find it funny. But the fact that she stooped down to an 18-year-old is beyond crazy to me. Yeah, she need therapy. She need therapy because I need to understand why you would go to an 18-year-old that just played your face and slept with your roommate. Wait till that come out. Brittany part 2. Amber's homegirl. This go back to Mama Nat, and this go back to your daddy. That's what this go back to. And the reason I put these two in the same category because it's the same problem. Mommy daddy issues. You looking for a daddy. You are looking for love that you did not get from your parents. So with Brittany part 2, it's the same thing. Brittany is constantly lying. Where did she get that from? Her mom and her daddy. When it comes to all of these men, she's still dealing with the issues of her ex-husband, and we need to get into that, and we need to see the ex-husband. Y'all need to bring that ex-husband on there because I want to see who the ex-husband is and how this all started, because they talked about it, but yet and still, we still ain't seen nothing about it. We need to see the situation with the ex-husband, and we need to meet the ex-husband, because Brittany is a walking disaster. Brittany don't know what she wants. She claims she want a good man, but yet and still, she is still running around here doing the stuff she's doing. So in the end, like I said, it is what it is, and that's just it on that. But It's sad that Brittany has this career, and yet and still she gets these good guys and she self-sabotages herself. She wants them to step up. She wants them to work on themselves, but you ain't working on you. Your mama for years made you take care of her like you were her husband. All because she wanted to make you suffer because the fact that her husband left her for the woman that you were helping as far as an attorney. And you had to live with that. So again, like I said, Brittany, you need to go get some psychological help because, honey, your mama is something. Your mama is absolutely something, and you need to get some help. Because the sad part about all of this is that you need to understand your mama and them have done some things to you that you need to address and you need to deal with. And I understand the fact that you think everybody else is the problem, but Brittany, everybody else ain't the problem. It's you. You get good men. You got Kelvin. But what did you do? You self-sabotage by taking that purse and letting Dalen do that purse. Because Dalen, the fact that Dalen wasn't at the time where he needed to be, the man was working on himself. That man was trying to build something. And the fact that you couldn't be patient, the fact that you are trying to be masculine in these relationships versus being feminine is also the problem. You're trying to be masculine. You're trying to demasculate all of these men. You demasculated Dalen, and then you tried to demasculate Kelvin. So you had two men that pretty much had themselves together, but because they didn't do what you wanted them to do, but yet you still driving a certain car, you ain't where you need to be yet, but yet you're demasculating these men. It seems to be the problem here. So with these two women, the problem is they got family issues that they need to address. Brittany needs to deal with the fact of what happened with her ex-husband, and Brittany needs to deal with the fact of this situation with Malachi and Rolanda. They need to go to therapy. They need to deal with their family issues. Because this boils down to the fact that with Brittany, the first one, she didn't have Rolanda in her life. She only had Malachi. When it came to Brittany part 2, not only is her mama something, and then her dad, now she finds out that there's a possibility that Samson may not even be her father. So yeah, you're going to need therapy for that one, sweetheart. You need therapy. Because she has abandonment issues. And that is not good. So she, definitely needs to go and get that, discuss that with a therapist. So you can't be mad because at least Amber is getting therapy. At least the counselor told her, I'm not just going to leave you out there. I'm going to make sure y'all are good before I let you go. I'm going to make sure both of y'all are doing the work to stay together. And I commend that therapist because I don't think it's about the money. I think this got more to do with the fact of reputation. I'm not just going to leave you out here until I am certain that y'all are good because y'all ain't coming back to me. Because the one thing I'm going to do, I would do the same thing. I'm not going to let my client go until I'm sure that person can handle what's out there. If they need me, they can call me. That's fine. I don't mind them talking to me on a personal level. Don't have a problem with that. But I'm going to make sure you good before you do anything. I'm not going to send you out there. I just ain't. I ain't going to do nothing until I feel you are ready to handle that situation. So, no, I ain't going to send you out there like that. But both of them have the same issue. They have abandonment issues because, like I said, both their families or something. And like I said, even though Rolanda has tried to help Brittany, but I don't think Rolanda and Brittany's relationship is ever going to be mommy-daughter relationship. It just ain't never going to happen. Because it's too little too late for her to be a mother to her. Because Brittany is not going to listen to Rolanda. She's not going to respect Rolanda. She just ain't. And that is something that Rolanda needs to understand. And the fact, let me go here. Rolanda is next that I'm about to talk about. Y'all, I'm sorry. I have to go here because I just do. I just do. But with that being said, that's my thought on Brittany and Brittany. So now who's next? I don't know yet. We shall see.